some people are posting online, how many people will quit? And I'm thinking, well, I don't even see Sami quitting, really. I don't see Kevin Owens quitting. But you got to put it back in a personal vein. You're sitting in WWE, you're making $2 million a year. Are you going to have a political ideology dictate your income? If you're going to do that, you can't do anything, really. If you really wanted to buy something and it's from South Africa, oh, whoa, well, I can't buy that because of the way they treated whatever or anything else. And where is Sami going to make $2 million a year? Where's Kevin Owens going to make $2 million a year? Not many places. You're not going to make it on the independent scene. And that's a lot of shows you would have to do. I mean, to even come close to that amount. But so a lot of times when a wrestler says something, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because they're talking to hear themselves talk, I guess, or to clarify a position. But when it really comes down to it, would they do it? And I'm saying, I don't believe they'll do it. I don't believe that not one soul will walk out of WWE just because of the Saudi Arabian connection.
Well, that also brings up that John Cena didn't wrestle in Saudi Arabia. The Rock didn't wrestle, The Rock probably wouldn't, excuse me. I don't know if he's been approached to. And it's going to mean certain people who've got maybe Hollywood ambitions will not go over there, or maybe won't even want to be associated with WWE with Saudi Arabian owners. But they are sort of a class above, they've made their money and now they're away from wrestling and.
They don't need wrestling. If they told John Cena, we want you to go to Saudi Arabia, first of all, it's an 18-hour plane ride coming and going. He didn't need that. He doesn't need wrestling. He owes wrestling for what it did for him to make him a household name. But he can afford to do that. What I'm saying, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and guys of that caliber, I mean, if John Cena doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, he makes a movie. The Rock, he does something else. Runs his company. He doesn't need to. I mean, like he just got to have the money. But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and people like that, they need to make that money while they can, because they're not getting any younger and their working days are numbered. So what are they going to do? It remains to be seen. I want to see a list. If this does go down, I would like to see a list of all those who stood up for their political ideology and beliefs and said, I'm done. I want to see that.
Well, when Brett and the Montreal Screwjob happened, everyone said they'd quit and then they turned up the next day, apart from Mick Foley, I think. So I know that's a completely different situation, but in a sense, it's got some sort of similarity. What do you think is going to happen to women's wrestling? Less of it? None of it? Covered up more?
No.
Nothing?
Well, I think that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia wants to change his country. He wants to make it more of a Western type society. And even though when the women go over there, they have to cover up, which I think they need to cover up now a little more, to tell you the truth. They look like strippers when they come. I mean, guys like it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But when you go down to when you're in Saudi Arabia, and if they came out like that, the whole crowd, half the crowd, it's all guys anyway, they'd fall over. I've never seen a woman like that, because their culture and their religion forbids them from actually seeing a woman like that. I guess I'm not Muslim. I don't know a lot about those religions at all, but I do know that the females who went over there, they had to wear a shirt down to here to the wrists and cover up fully. but you still had women in the ring. So that and who had the first women's match in Saudi Arabia? Wasn't it Bianca and
Natty Neidhart,
Nikki?
maybe?
I don't know. Look it up.
Oh, okay.
You got your Google there.
I've
First
got my
women's
Google
match
here,
in Saudi.
Well, while I look for this, and I'm going to give you another comment. Really, is I think part of the problem or worry is with Saudi Arabia is that they want to at least seem more progressive on the outside to get more companies involved, get more sponsorship, get more money rolling into Saudi. Not that they need any more, apparently, but really nothing on the inside is actually changing. It's purely a PR stunt.
What is a PR stunt? Buying WWE?
No, I don't quite mean that. I mean, it's a PR stunt to, let's say, buy a company or buy like an internationally recognized company like WWE or Live Golf or have tennis tournaments over or whatever, and then get their propaganda out there that, hey, we're really actually more progressive, to increase tourism or whatever else it may be. But actually, there's not really any real change happening.
Again, I'm going to go back to, you just came back from Norway, correct?
I did.
Okay. If you went to Saudi Arabia, I mean, I don't know what they want you to see there. I mean, you can't go in there. They say you can't drink in Saudi Arabia, but you can. You just got to find the spot, I guess. And they have a very conservative type society, which they want to keep. They don't want a lot of people. They don't want a lot of drug users. They don't want a lot of drinkers. They don't want to have, they don't want to have people infiltrating their society that they feel is bad for the country. Now, I'm not going to go on record as saying who they like and who they don't, but the more I think about this, it's the more variables you can throw back and forth. And of course, the biggest one is we just said was the sponsors, and then the talent to me is like on the lower rung, because it's like a football team. If you don't have a starting quarterback, guess what you do? You take the second string quarterback and put him in there. If he gets hurt, you put the third string quarterback in there, and you keep going until you just don't have enough people to field a team. I've seen football teams that got three quarterbacks. They all got hurt. They put they put one of their running backs up there, and he got hurt. Yeah, the masked quarterback. I love that. But
no, the mascot.
Hey, that's not a bad idea to run a guy on the field with a mask on a football helmet. That would make news. And you say, hey, he's so and so, and there's no rule that says he couldn't play with a mask, but with a mask on.
You misheard me slightly, Dutch. I said the mascot.
I understood that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said mascot.
Run the mascot out. You could run the mascot out there too. I did hear you.
Oh, it was like maybe an 8-foot helmet over a tiger or something. I was
thinking if you ran out of quarterbacks, then put a mask on somebody and run them out there.
It made me watch finally. Oh,
I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
Natalia and Lacey Evans, by the way. That was the first women's match in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
It was.
That is actually a good note to have, that you said, well, I wrestled in the first female match in Saudi Arabia. I mean, and that will never change when you have an accomplishment like that.